Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I think the Washington football team has a championship caliber defense and why I think they are an elite defense this year in 2020. If you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video, and remember to check out House of Hoodies. Use code Pedro for 15% off. They got some insane jersey hoodies, including a Sean Taylor one. Before anyone calls me crazy, let's look at the stats, and then we'll talk about why I think we can be a championship caliber defense. So, if you look at it, we're 4th in yards per game, and that's usually how they do the rankings, and we're 4th in yards per game in the whole NFL. And if you look at points per game, we're also top 10, and we're 8th overall. We've been really good defensively this year, at least statistically, and also, we're the number 1 red zone defense in the NFL, and the crazy thing that's really impressive is all of our best defensive players are very young. If you think about it, Chase Young, rookie year, Montez Sweat, 2nd year, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, both, still on their rookie contracts. You got Tim Settle, still on his rookie contract. You have Cole Holcomb, 2nd year player who has really impressed this season. You have Kendall Fuller, who is still very young and still playing at a good level. Even though he didn't have the greatest game last week, he's played pretty well this season. You also have Cameron Curl, who's been a great late round steal, who I think can be a very good starting safety in this league. So your core of players on defense, all of these guys are super young, and they're going to continue to develop. And if they're top 4 right now in the NFL, and they're all in their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th year, then who knows what they can do in 1 or 2 or 3 more years. And also, you add a couple pieces, and it's just insane. And first, let's start off with the Washington football team's defensive line. I think we have arguably the best or 2nd best D-line in football. I think you put the Steelers up there, us up there, 49ers up there when they're healthy. I think ours is better than the Giants, definitely, but the Giants are somewhere up there. And, all of our defensive linemen are very young. I mean, the Steelers, TJ Watt is pretty young, but a lot of those interior guys are a little bit older. But Montez Sweat, 2nd year, Chase Young, 1st year, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, like I said, both in their rookie contracts, and all of them are producing this year. And you could say, oh, they're not getting a lot of sacks. I mean, when I mean they're not getting a lot of sacks, like individually, but that's because first they have to share it around, and also they're getting pressure and getting QB hits. I mean, Jonathan Allen is like the 4th in the league as an interior defensive lineman in pass block win rate. So he's been doing really good at shedding blocks and getting to the quarterback. He's been doing really good, getting some pressure, and same with Daron Payne. And Montez Sweat, man, he has really come along this year. He's gotten way better in the run, for run defense, and also, rushing the quarterback. He's also swatted so many passes this year. And he, like Washington Realms said, he's arguably our best defensive player. I mean, you could argue him, Chase Young, and a couple others, but our defense is young and trending in the right direction. And like I said, we also have been getting a lot of players in the late rounds in the last couple years that have contributed to this team. I mean, you look at Cole Holcomb, who's a young player, 2nd year, he had a good rookie year, but he struggled a little bit in coverage. This year, he's played a lot better, missed the beginning of the season due to a knee injury, but I mean, it is PFF, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, but he has the 10th overall linebacker grade this season, and the highest among 2nd year linebackers. He's played really good for us, and he's one of the only linebackers that I really like on this team. That's one of the positions that we do have to address. I like him. KPL's alright, but I'd rather get someone else. We'll see if Reuben Foster ever comes back to, fully healthy. And, he played good in this game against the Steelers as well. And we also drafted Cameron Curl, who, man, he is good. He's a smart football player. We got him in the 7th round. And I think you have a way to have him as your starting safety next year, because even if him and Landon Collins play the same position, I think you cannot have this guy on the bench. I mean, he's a rookie, and he's shown you that he can contribute in his first year with really no offseason. So who knows what he can do next year. I'm super excited about his future. And Jimmy Moreland too. I mean, Jimmy Moreland hasn't been a star for us, but he's been a solid cornerback for us, and his tackling has been pretty good. He did miss one tackle last game, but besides that, I mean, I thought he had a great game for us and was one of the reasons we won this game. You look at yesterday's defensive stats. I mean, we allowed 21 rushing yards, 1.5 yards. Insane. Cole Holcomb yesterday had 9 tackles, 1.5 tackles for a loss. Deron Payne, 2 tackles for a loss. Kevin Pierre-Louis had a tackle for loss. Just an absolute great performance by the Washington football team. Montez Sweat had how many 3 pass deflections. I mean, these guys are all ballers, and it really starts up front, I think. And we really don't have to do anything up front, because these guys are going to continue to get better and better and better. So, I mean, next year we might have the best defensive line in football. I mean, you could still argue the Steelers or the 49ers, but definitely no doubt top 3. And you also, another interesting stat that that Tay and Todd Washington Football Podcast put out on Twitter, shout out to them. They said through 12 games, the Washington football team defense is giving up 6.3 points in the second half of games. That is absolutely insane. And one thing they do have to improve on is starting out strong. And I'm not sure if that's a coaching thing, or if that's just them being young and them having to learn, which hopefully it's that second part, because if it is, you know it's going to improve in the next weeks / seasons. And this defense, guys, overall is something special. If we can continue to draft these late round guys that either can be quality starters or quality backups like Tim Settle, even Jimmy Moreland, he's in and out of the lineup. That's really important, and things I think we need to work on this offseason in the free agency and in the draft. I think we do need to get another linebacker. I love Cole Holcomb. He's amazing, but he's really the only linebacker that I really love for us. So besides him, go after either in free agency, you can get a solid linebacker, or in the draft, you can get your linebacker. Ron Rivera always had great linebackers in Carolina, so I'd like to see him get his guy. And then, could go after another cornerback depending on what happens with Darby. If Darby leaves in free agency, then I think you go after another cornerback, but I want to re-sign him. He's been pretty solid. A couple times he's gotten burnt, but that's been against really good receivers. And yeah, I mean, a couple players we add in free agency, and I think this defense next year could be top 3 or even better. I mean, this year, statistically, they're the 4th ranked defense in the NFL. And the thing is, you can already win a Super Bowl with this defense. You don't have to, if you had a better offense, obviously. I mean, we're not winning the Super Bowl this year, but I mean, you give this defense to the Chiefs, they're even better than they are right now. So the thing is, a championship caliber defense, in my opinion, is a defense that wins you a Super Bowl. So I'm not sure if they're there yet, but I think next year and the years moving forward, I think they could be the best defense in the NFL, if not second or third, and continue to dominate. We can add a couple pieces in free agency and in the draft, but this defense really excites me. And one thing I did not say, I love the chemistry and closeness of this defensive front, this whole defensive unit. They seem to be really close, really tight-knit, and I really like that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We've improved a lot on defense, and the stats show that. So make sure you guys turn on those post notifications, like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.